Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you guys along for a one-night show Saturday night in Kennewick, Washington. So Alice and I are going to get the truck loaded up tonight, and then we're going to head out first thing in the morning, which is Friday. We'll get there, get the truck tired up, and then we'll have most of the day Saturday to get everything prepped, and then we'll do the show Saturday night, get the truck loaded back up, and then we'll come home Sunday. Now, we're going to get ready to get this thing all loaded up, but before I get the truck in the trailer, what I want to do is actually bump the timing up a little bit and then take a little fuel away. So the way the truck has been running pretty much all year long is a little bit fat and lazy. So what we want to do is kind of pick that up, pep it up a little bit. And one of the reasons that I'm choosing to do this now is because this particular show, since it's one night, I don't have to worry about getting the truck through two separate shows. Now, by doing this, I will be able to run it one night, and if something happens, I have a month actually to get this truck ready to go for Ogden in August. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to lean on it a little bit this weekend and see how everything works out. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to hand the camera over to Allison and have her just kind of follow me around a little bit. We're going to bump the timing up here. I've already turned the distributor a little bit, and I'm hoping to get about 34 degrees. And then if that pans out, we're going to fire it up, check the timing. If it's right around 34 and a half degrees, I'm going to leave that right there. Then I'm going to adjust the barrel valve just a touch. That should be good enough to get us up there. Then I'll check the air density, see how the weather is up there in Kennewick. If it's all good, then we might have to do a small pill change, lean it out just a touch. But for right now, all I'm worried about is checking this timing. And if it's good, maybe lean out the barrel valve and then winch the truck into the trailer and start getting everything loaded up so we can make our trip first thing in the morning.
The following day.
Well, we made it here to Kennewick. It was a pretty uneventful trip. We showed up on site about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon. We got Midnight Panic all unloaded, tired up. And aside from a quick bolt check in the morning, we're pretty much ready to go for the show. So for the rest of the evening, we're just gonna kick back, have some dinner, enjoy some cool weather, and get ready for tomorrow. Well, here we are on show day. Alice and I are just taking up a little shade while we wait for stuff to get rolling here. Messed around with the truck a little bit. I've got it shined up a little here. A little tire shine on the tires and wheels. Then I played around with the barrel valve, just cleaned some stuff up there, make sure the truck's gonna run good tonight, I hope. This particular venue is doing kind of a grand reopening. So a little bit early before the show, a couple hours before pit party actually, they're gonna be doing like a free food truck day or something like that for the local community here. So we're gonna bring a couple of these trucks out early for display, set them up. What I'll do is probably bring you guys along for that while we set these trucks up, and maybe we'll go check out this little pre-pit party that they're gonna have going on. Well, I'm on my way over to pit party now. Let's see what kind of crowd we get in here tonight.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Well, pit party's over. I didn't get any footage of that. You didn't really miss too much. A whole bunch of people getting autographs. It's cool hanging out with the kids. Now we go back. Got about 20 minutes to get dressed out before I got to be in the truck and then go out for intros. I don't know how much footage I'm going to get of this deal, but we'll just have to play it by ear and see how it goes.
Industry, we've been putting through its paces, 100% custom built and documented on the Skipwink YouTube channel, dreamed up by his daughter and crew chief Allison. Let's hear it from Leroy Latham and Midnight Panic. All right, 2 and 1, and the crowd wants to see a stoppie from Leroy Latham and Midnight Panic. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up against this. The one you gentlemen, the winner of this race will be crowned your racing champion. Go ahead and fire him up, boys. It is time to crown the champion. On the RII, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this race will be crowned your racing champion. Go ahead and fire him up, boys.
Well, I made it back from Kennewick. The show itself, I feel, was pretty successful. I ended up winning racing overall, which that's always pretty cool. I did a pretty good stoppie in the skills challenge and got some pretty big air. And then in freestyle, I actually did a couple of stoppies, and then the rest of the freestyle run itself, I feel, was probably one of my better ones so far. So all in all, I've been really happy with the weekend. Our trip home was nice and smooth, uneventful. So it does seem like it takes a little bit longer to come home than it does when you're excited and going to a show. But we made it back here to the shop, got the truck unloaded, got it all washed up in the shop on the stands, because obviously I've got a little bit of a carnage report. When I was tiring the truck down to load it in the trailer, I noticed that the rear tires were pretty much free spinning independently from anything else in the truck. And then when I was backing the truck into the trailer, just the front tires were kind of spinning, trying to load it into the trailer, just confirming that there was no drive here in the back. I just assumed it was probably inner axle shafts, because that's the only thing really I've had any trouble with so far. So I drug the 2 spares out of the trailer, got the rear axle all completely torn down, and I found actually that the passenger side, the inner axle shaft, was in fact sheared off in the Burfield, or in the Rosetta joint itself. So typical inner axle shaft failure there. But when I got to the driver's side here, I actually found that the outer bell on the stub shaft of the Rosetta joint had broken a chunk out of it. That let a couple of the balls out and the inner spider come apart. I believe they call it the cage of the race of the Rosetta itself had broken. Just lots of chunks and pieces here in this knuckle. So all in all, I lost a Rosetta on this side and inner shaft on the other side. And while inspecting those parts, I actually found that the splines on the stub shaft, where the sun gear splines onto that shaft itself, those splines are actually twisted, and they are twisted enough that they're starting to crack the spline where it transitions from the spline shaft to no splines, or the solid portion of the shaft. So both rear stub shafts are junk and one inner shaft. On the plus side, I do have 2 spares cleaned up on the table over there, ready to go, 2 spare stub shafts. And I will end up still having 1 spare inner axle shaft once I get this all done. I will need to make a phone call to SCS and get a couple more inners coming. I was considering seeing if they could upgrade material. They did say that they could do some 300M inner axle shafts. But if I'm starting to break the Burfields, the Rosettas and the stub shafts, I don't know if going to a 300M shaft is a very smart idea yet. I can always buy more of these 4140 spline shafts whenever I need them, even if I got to do it every couple of shows. The Rosetta and the stub shaft itself, that I have to get from machines. So I would rather be able to I would rather break parts that I can purchase over the phone. So I'm going to keep doing that until I have time to explore better options. As far as this video, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm not even going to share reassembly on this with you guys. It's pretty basic stuff. You guys have seen it in past videos. I'm going to go ahead and button this up off camera, wrap this video up here. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think of this video. It is slightly different than some of the past videos, so I'm interested to see what you guys think of it. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Away from it.
Yeah, but I backed up.
You did?